Today at WWDC, Tim Cook and company announced a whole slate of updates, mostly surrounding iOS 12, watchOS 5 and macOS Mojave. The latter getting a dark mode, the former two getting a ton of app updates. My mum was unimpressed. But, if you suspended reality, slipped yourself a dab of acid or recently suffered a major head injury, you might have noticed all the hardware updates Apple tech fanatics have been clamoring for. First up was the iPhone X2, or iPhone X2, or even the iPhone 11. It strode onto the stage on the back of a golden unicorn, ridden by the ghost of Steve Jobs. At least, that's what appeared to happen when I squinted my eyes at the black and gold color scheme of the Apple Watch walkie-talkie function. In reality, there was no new iPhone announcement. Not even for an iPhone, say 2. There was nothing new to wait in line for to put in your pocket. There is hope though, as September is just around the corner, and that's when Apple tends to announce its new phones. Next up, as the drugs started to kick in, don't do drugs kids, was the announcement of a new and fully redesigned Mac Pro. It's been 5 long years since the last Mac Pro hit the market, and while the garbage can design was something out of a fevered dream, I assure you it was real. Now it feels like a distant memory. However, this could finally be the year that we see a new Mac Pro, as well as a new display. Both these items were on clear display at WWDC today. If you spun around in a circle 100 times while queuing in the bathroom line. If you watched online, you missed it. Meanwhile, the lawsuits are piling up concerning the defective 12-inch MacBook and MacBook Pro butterfly keyboards. The gist is that the keyboard is a piece of flimsy hardware, shoddily assembled and shipped without a care in the world because, eventually, there would be a new line of MacBook computers, right? Well, that day is finally here, and since we're all sharing this delusion, the new MacBook line will have competent keyboards. Not only did we see new MacBooks after we licked Toads, don't lick Toads kids, but we also got some sweet news about the new Mac Mini. Both will have RAM upgrades, and while it's been 3 years since the Mac Mini, we surely didn't forget that they existed. Right? The new MacBooks that definitely will exist by sometime next year will also take advantage of the new ARM processors that Apple is working on. What we surely did not see was a new iPad Pro. There are rumors circulating though, that it will be announced later this year and come in a 12.9-inch and 10.5-inch versions. The new iPad Pro will also include Face ID, a true depth camera for taking pictures with the added bonus of blocking the view of anyone behind you, as well as a bezel-free design courtesy of the iPhone X design team. For now, you'll have to be content with your bezel-heavy iPad, because too bad. It's amazing that Apple made it through an entire WWDC, one with a keynote that felt longer than any before it, without any hardware updates. Either Apple is saving all its updates for September, or it hasn't found a way to break out of its clear hardware funk. The iPhone X was interesting, but Apple needs to step up the computer game. It's time for a new Mac Pro, a new MacBook, and even the Mini. Time to wake up, Apple.